The news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values that's giving maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the evening news. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has promised that the construction work going on at Ekwulobia roundabout will be completed in no distant time. The governor stated this at St. Joseph Cathedral Church, Ekwulobia, Agwata local government area, while celebrating with Chief Dr. Sir Joseph Ezekafo on his investiture as Papal Knight of St. Gregory and his 69th birthday celebration. Emengini Osadebe has details.
Governor Soludo, who congratulated Chief Ezekafo on the occasion, prayed God to grant him more years. He commended the people of Ekwulobia for the peace and tranquility in the community and apologized to the guests at the event for the inconveniences they encountered on their way due to work going on at Ekwulobia roundabout. The Thanksgiving Mass, officiated by the Catholic Bishop of Ekwulobia, His Eminence Peter Ebele Cardinal Okpaleke, also featured a memorial in honor of Chief Ezekafo's late parents, Mr. Julius and Mrs. Josephine Okafo. The tripartite event attracted the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, College of Bishops, priests, traditional rulers, top government functionaries, technocrats, business moguls, among others. In his homily, the Catholic Bishop of Nnewi Diocese, Most Reverend Jonas Okoye, who underscored the importance of living a thankful and appreciative life, regretted that most Christians forget to give gratitude to God for His grace upon them, and commended Chief Ezekafo for his kind disposition and life of gratitude. He enumerated various achievements and contributions of Chief Ezekafo towards the development of the church, education sector, and the society at large, which earned him the investiture as a papal knight, urging the affluent to emulate him. In his opening remarks at the reception ground, the chairman on the occasion, Chief Sir Cletus Ibeto, stated that good legacies are worthy of emulation and commended the celebrant for his philanthropist nature and numerous achievements, urging others to emulate him, while wishing him well on his birthday. Speaking to the ABS in their separate interviews, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, and the senator representing Anambra Central District, Chief Victor Ume, said they came to celebrate a man who cares for the people and the community, saying that Chief Ezekafo uses his wealth to impact lives, calling on those whom God has blessed to emulate him. Others who spoke to the ABS, including the State Commissioner for Transport, Mrs. Patricia Igwebike, and Igbo leader in Adamawa State, Mr. Godwin Emenaka, recounted their experiences with Chief Ezekafo, saying that he has impacted so many lives in different ways and wished him well. The celebrant, Chief Ezekafo, whose joy knew no bound, expressed gratitude to God and all that made the celebration worthwhile for the honor done him, and prayed God to bless them all. High point of the event were cutting of cake, danced by Chief and Mrs. Ezekafo, as well as various groups. From Ekwulobia, Agwata local government area, Emengini Osadebe, ABS News.
The Anambra State government, through the Ministry of Health, has organized a one-day seminar for the 21 local government transition committee chairmen, their councillors and directors of health in the various local governments for improved healthcare system. Health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye tells us more.
Addressing the gathering, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afamobilike, who described the seminar as community engagement, noted that the ministry wants to restructure the activities of the Health Development Commission, which will now be a bottom-top approach from village head down to the ward level, local government, as well as to the state level. Dr. Obilike further said that the event was aimed at ensuring that the activities of the state government are spread to the communities, and told the TC chairman of the new supervisory roles they will be playing henceforth, while commending the World Health Organization, WHO, and United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, for supporting the program.
This to ensure that the activities of the government is drilled down to the community. All in all, is mainly having the communities, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and the women leaders, and the TC chairman to be involved in the activities and monitoring of healthcare activities in each of the world.
The Transition Committee Chairman of Anambra East Local Government Area, Dr. Ansley Monora, noted that it will help to build and cement the synergy in healthcare delivery.
I feel good. I feel happy that I participated. The program is to build a synergy between the Anambra State Ministry of Health, particularly the Primary Health Care Development Agency and the local government council governments. The idea from what Mr. Commissioner said is that government chairman being closest to be able to supervise the activities of the PHCs and their local government, beginning from the world.
Also speaking, the Transition Committee Chairman of Idemili North Local Government Area, Mr. Chus Brown Ibanwa, added that the event was an eye-opener for them as it will make them to improve on their efforts to enhance the capacity of the primary healthcare centers in their local government areas, while his Anambra West counterpart, Mr. Felix Ikechi, appealed for priority to be given to indigenes of hard-to-reach council areas in health workers recruitment for improved healthcare services in those areas.
The training is an eye-opener. It will bring more progress in even the immunization aspect of it, in everything that we are going to share in the local government as regards health. It will go a long way.
The Executive Secretary, Anambra State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Pharmacist Chisom Uchem, the Chairman, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Anambra State Chapter, Mrs. Edith Onwoka, among others, attended the seminar. This is Chibuzo Koye for ABS News.
In a bid to ensure peace and stability, the Obosi community has embarked on security awareness roadwork to sensitize indigents and residents to shun crime and eschew vices that portray their image in a bad light. The awareness campaign took the President General, members of the Central Executives, and vigilante operators around the 5 quarters of the community. We have details.
Speaking during the exercise, the President General, Obosi Progressive Union, Barrister Chimezi Obi, announced that the move was part of modalities to checkmate nefarious activities as well as restore the lost glory of Obosi. Expressing readiness to stem the menace of criminalities, the PG was optimistic that the house-to-house sensitization will reduce negative tendencies that hampers socioeconomic growth in the area. He pleaded for sustainable collaboration and support from the state government and stakeholders to assist in the provision of logistics for effective security.
Our dear Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the Solution Governor, we believe that he can help us. We need the more presence of Nigerian police force in Obosi. We need increase in manpower for the Nigerian police in Obosi. We also need the state government to speed up the process of processing the Anambra Vigilante Group, which the government has promised and asked us to fill forms to give us about 20, to approve 20 vigilante operatives for us.
Speaking to ABS, a one-time President General and Commander Obosi unit of Anambra Vigilante Group, Sadan Ibukubiri, revealed that the measure had become necessary machinery set in motion to stamp out vices contaminating the area.
I observed that our youth have turned to criminality. I've seen that our youth have decided to be inconsequential, that they don't want to be useful again, even after going to school. So I decided that we have to tend them. That anyone that will refuse to be turned will face the wrath of the law.
He canvassed the need for youths to shun acts that hold the community to ransom. Reacting on the initiative, some stakeholders, including Chief Hyman Demba and Chief Greg Ikemefuna, described it as a welcome development and affirmed that the formidable move will promote peace in the area.
In a simple term, it's simply a unique move, and it's the shortest way of saying take your country back, take your community back from the hands of the hoodlums. If we don't do it, who else will do it for us? That's the move they have to take, and they are the youth. They know them. And Obosi has a saying, Obosi Maunwa Famolo. It's a saying that has been with us for time immemorial. And because Obosi Maunwa Famolo, I am Mandibundori among us.
The ancient kingdom of Onitsha rolled out their drums to celebrate this year's Ofala festival in a grand style. The ceremony, which marks the 21st of Ofala festival of the traditional ruler of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe, was held at Imobi Oka Road, Onitsha. Staff reporter Emengino Sadere, who covered the event, reports that the event was proudly sponsored by the first indigenous telecommunication network, Globacom Limited. Details of the report.
Ofala Onitsha 2023 celebration has its theme as Better, Stronger, Together. In his Ofala message, the Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe, expressed gratitude to God for another year of celebration and same to all the sponsors of the festival, especially Globacom Limited, that has been the major sponsor of the event, expressing optimism that the partnership will grow and become a model for other communities. Obi Achebe, who enumerated various achievements recorded in Onitsha so far, appreciated Onitsha founding fathers who have given Onitsha Adonidu its origin and pledged that the community will continue to uphold the fundamental norms and practices bequeathed on them.
Continue to appreciate our ancestors and founding fathers who gave us origin and remain our intercessors to God.
Speaking to ABS in their separate interviews, various traditional rulers that grace the occasion, which include the traditional law of Umeri, Igwe Ben Emeka, his Umuoba Anam counterpart, Igwe George Ekwalo, and that of Akweze community, Igwe Christopher Okbala, felicitated with Igwe Achebe on his 21st Ofala festival and prayed God to grant him long life and progress in Onitsha. One of Ndi Ichi Onitsha, Chief Chuma Omunna, said Ofala Onitsha festival is aimed at celebrating the coming out of the Agbogidi from seclusion to meet his subjects, and also to thank the God of the land for bountiful harvest, commending Globacom Limited for being the biggest sponsor of the festival for over 10 years now, expressing hope that the partnership will continue.
Any cultural festival in Nigeria that is better organized than this Ofala. In terms of everything, you've seen the ambulance, you've seen the security, you've seen everything was taken into. It's an international event, it's going global.
Also speaking, the Bishop on the Niger, Right Reverend Owen Nwokolo, who was represented by the Chancellor of the Diocese, Bajie Nnamdi Ibebu, and a representative of Ecclesiastical Archbishop Catholic Diocese, Reverend Father Chukwudi Ogwama, who is the parish priest of St. Jude Catholic Church, Fege, Onitsha, said they have come to pay homage to the king and celebrate with him, adding that Onitsha people are known for their hospitality and accommodating nature, and prayed for peace and progress in Onitsha, while praying God to grant the king more wisdom. The sponsor of the Ofala Festival, Globacom Limited, represented by the South-South-Southeast Retail Chief, Mr. Augustus Ofo, described Ofala Onitsha as the biggest festival so far in the Southeast, saying that Globacom is partnering with the ancient kingdom to project the Ofala Festival to the whole world, as well as bring Globacom closer to the people so they can also benefit from the numerous packages.
Very wonderful. There are different dimensions to them, different cultures, different identities for the East, for the West, even the North.
Others who spoke to the ABS include the wife of the late Owel of Onitsha, Dame Uche Azikiwe, the President, Abalanza Society of Onitsha, Ozomma Ogbo Okosi, and the President, Otuodo Society of Onitsha, Enyi Flora Osoka, expressed gratitude to God for another successful Ofala festival and prayed God for more blessings, peace, and unity in Onitsha. High point of the festival is Royal Dance of Egwota by Ndi Ichi Onitsha and Igwe Achebe. From Imobi Oka Road, Onitsha North Local Government Area, Emengino Sadebe, ABS News.
Also, a group in Amanuke, Oka North Local Government Area, has marked the maiden edition of its New Yam Festival in grand style. The event held at Community Central School Field Amanuke had in attendance members and non-members of the Ozo Amanuke group who gave thanks to God for a bountiful harvest this year and prayed for more divine blessings and peace in the community. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo tells us more.
In a remark, the traditional ruler of Amanuke community, Igwe Alphonsus Ezebilo, represented by the Prime Minister of the town, Chief Charles Obi, thanked God for the event, which he said is worth emulating, and observed that the event will not only strengthen unity amongst members of the Ozo Amanuke group, but also the town in general. Igwe Ezebilo, who restated that people of Amanuke are solidly behind the leadership of Governor Chukwuma Soludo, used the opportunity to call on the state government to construct the dilapidated road that connects the community with Urum, Isuaniocha and Oka for easy evacuation of their farm produce, noting that Amanuke community is one of the major food baskets of Anambra State and could feed the state if not for the bad road.
Government Chisem John Bosco is one Ocha seminary, but Urumu, but Amanuke, where Gavachala. Oyanya Nusa be Wakanyempa, Emerela, even yours on Aiga Maria.
In an address, a professor of medicine and a consultant cardiologist at the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital, Amakuoka, Professor Innocent Okoye, who is the chairman, Ozo Amanuke, explained that the event was aimed at improving peace and harmony in the Amanuke community, disclosing that the Ozo Amanuke New Yam Festival will now be an annual event.
Amanuke di nudo, nwere kunesel Amanuke, mwaye na chikongo bonu, nwere onye kunesel nyami bia, ya na yobu onye filie, na ya bia join ya ka ndị m ibe a na-eme ka akwado gọọmenti na-achị Anambra State. Anyị nwekwuru hope na ọ ga-enyere anyị aka dịka ọ na-ogwu kwuru lụọla anyị ụzọ na nye nwere ụzọ.
In separate interviews, some members of the Ozo Amanuke group, Ozo Biora, Obiekezie, Augustine Wakalo, emphasized the need for Ndi Igbo to value their rich culture and tradition as they have no other identity, even as they joined their voices to call for the intervention of Governor Soludo on the dilapidated road of the town.
Soludo obochia niana ni evole chukwu merga avo Soludo obiudo ko obo waji a na wasika wakoto no ala owale iyo de maka na amu anabu yedi njam ya ka jewa biye ka emenya mechenye kodela anyi mma
wajibu ya bu ngoshi omenana Igbo tani ka Amanuke nwe owaji ndị ọzọ ya arụ tata echi ka obodo niile nwe ya arụ ji ma ibu ndị ọzọ nwe tata na Amanuke niile ya bụ ka anyị mee ka manyị na mali bịa na ka anyị mekọta ọnụ tata.
Cutting of yam climaxed the event. From Amanuke in Oka North local government area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo reporting for ABS News.
The Nigerian Railway Corporation has said it will launch electronic ticketing for the standard gauge network next week. The announcement was made by the Managing Director, NRC, Fidet Okiaria, during an interview with newsmen. Okiaria explained that the final testing phase of the e-ticketing platform will be completed, enabling it to go live for a restricted audience before becoming available to the general public. He emphasized that the e-ticketing system will direct ticket sales revenue directly to the government's coffers, significantly reducing the potential for corruption and revenue leakage. According to him, the e-ticketing rollout would initially cover the Abuja-Kaduna route and will subsequently extend to other key routes, including Lagos-Ibadan and Itape-Warri. It was a display of the rich cultural heritage, custom and traditions of Ndinobi in Idemili South Council area, Anambra State, who drummed support for their Igwe, His Royal Majesty Igwe Engineer Nick Obi, as they commemorated their 2023 New Yam Festival, Asholo. Ifoma Okibo has details.
MTN has continued to identify with Asholo Nnobi with exciting and mouth-washing packages for their subscribers aimed at empowering them. The Igwe of Nnobi, Igwe Engineer Nick Obi, while breaking the kola nut presented to him by Inyom Nnobi, pray with the kola nut, where he honored their forefathers for the good legacies they left behind, while praying for peace, unity, and love in their community. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo, represented by his Deputy Chief of Staff and Protocol, Mr. Chinedu Nwoye, commended the community for promoting their Asholu Festival and underscored the importance of preserving the culture and tradition of Ndi Igbo and its necessities to overall development.
Culture is a good thing. Tradition is a good thing. We need to maintain it, the good ones. Culture kai maintain kai uphold to culture under the map.
The traditional ruler of the community, Igbo, also used the occasion to confirm chieftaincy titles on the illustrious sons of the community, including Chief Obinna Nwajing and Chief Chijoke Akusoba, who were admitted into the royal cabinet of the community as Ndi Ichie. The transitional committee chairman of Idemili South Council area, Honorable Amaka Obi, who was given the title as Iyom Ife Abata, and newly appointed special advisors to Igwe, Chief Uzochukwu Ezenwanne, Chief Sir Mike Oramaro, Honorable Obi Okpara, and Mr. C.I.C. Ugochukwu. In their separate speeches, the Palace Secretary, Chief Obianomba Ajara, the Commissioner for Town Unions, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, Mr. Tony Collins Nwabuwanne, President Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, Anambra State Chapter, Chief Obi Chukwuemekalum Udedieme, wife of Okpara Nnobi, Engineer Mrs. Amaka Ifezu, Transition Committee Chairman, Idemili South Council, Honorable Amaka Obi Ife Abata, expressed their feelings as the spectacular events of Ashoru Festival comes to a close. They thank God for a bountiful harvest and wish the Igwe happy celebration, long life, prosperity, good health, among others. The major sponsor of this year's Ashoru, MTN, different individuals, groups, friends, and well-wishers who attended the event paid homage to the traditional ruler of Nnobi, while cultural troops and masquerade from Nnobi and neighboring towns added glamour to it. From Nnobi, Ifeoma Okibo reporting for ABS News.
A retired Taiwan Air Force colonel has been jailed 20 years for running a military spy ring for China. Liu Shanshu was convicted of recruiting other active duty officers to transmit military secrets to Beijing. 5 other officers from the Navy and Air Force were jailed from 6 months to 20 years for their involvement. The retired Air Force colonel ran a spy ring that betrayed military secrets to China, said Taiwan prosecutors. Local media reports say Liu was recruited during a 2013 business trip to China. A number of former high-ranking Taiwan military officials have been accused of aiding Chinese intelligence in recent years. From the world of sports, the Nigerian National League Board announced the postponement of the kickoff date of the 2023-2024 season, saying it would announce a new date later. The league was originally planned to kick off on October 28, but the NNL said in a statement that it had to be postponed to enable clubs to conclude registration for the new season. According to the NNL, the board took into cognizance some of the teams' inability to meet the October 25th registration deadline for various reasons in taking the decision. The statement explained that with the latest development, clubs are now advised to conclude their registration on November 3rd, 2023, noting that once registration is concluded, the NNL would fit a new date for the league kickoff. Before we go tonight, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS TV from many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television Oka. On X, we are ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram, we are ABS Radio TV. You can log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Now, the main points that made the news again tonight. Governor Soludo has reassured of completion of a Pulobe flyover. Anambra State government has organized a capacity building program on improved healthcare system in Oka. Nigerian Railway Corporation is to launch electronic ticketing for standard gauge network. And finally, from the for instance, we told you that retired Taiwan Air Force colonel has been jailed for running military spying for China. To end the news, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's all on the news tonight. My name is Uche Chukwu Ibanam. Good night.